Welcome to the new Aston Martin. Not a new Aston Martin, although this DB11 is a new Aston Martin. This is the new Aston Martin. What it represents is arguably the most important car in the company's entire history. Andy Palmer, the new boss, talks about the second century plan, because Aston's been going for 100 years, and of those 100 years, the times it's been in profit, I could probably count on one hand. That has to change. So this is the new DB11, but by 2022, there will be 7 new Aston Martin Lagonda models. Probably 5 Aston Martins, 2 Lagondas, an SUV, a new Vantage, a Lagonda Saloon with electric power, a new Vanquish, maybe even something with the engine in the middle. But for now, this is the new DB11, and in the best, purest DB form, it is a GT car first and foremost. So there are more hardcore cars coming. I say there are more hardcore cars coming. This has got a 5.2 litre V12 twin turbo engine making 600 horsepower. It's not a bad start, is it, for the soft one, for the approachable car. But it is, Aston says, a pure GT car. You're going to sit in here, you could drive several hundred miles, one hand on the wheel, relaxed, composed. So what's it like? Mechanical specification: the engine is in the front, it drives the rear wheels. There is an 8-speed automatic ZF gearbox transaxle at the back to keep the weight distribution 50-50. The old V8 extruded aluminium architecture has gone. It's still bonded aluminium, but there are more pressings. Got electric power steering for the first time, and there are adaptive dampers with 3 stages of harshness. All, Aston say, are relatively comfortable, actually. You wouldn't be too harsh in any of them. We'll find out in a sec. There's a limited slip differential at the back. There is torque vectoring via braking, so if you're on or near the limit, it will tweak an inside rear wheel to try and get you turned in a bit more. And it's a 200-mile-an-hour car. It's a 0 to 60 in 3-point-something second car. And that's the other thing. This is a GT car, so we've got 2 plus 2 seats. The plus 2 seats, you know, I wouldn't really worry about using them too much. In the front, though, I've got quite a lot of room, quite a lot of leather. You can have wood if you want. I've got this sort of weird approximation of it in here. And Aston say where you see things that look like the material they are the material they are. So where it looks like leather, it is leather, or looks like metal, it apparently is metal. There are a couple of places I'm not totally convinced that it does. And the dials, some of the graphics on the dials are a little bit low on resolution. But by and large, this is a massively improved interior over what Aston have had before. And now, because Daimler owns 5% of Aston Martin, they've got a new Mercedes infotainment system, all of which is good. However, the technology swap with Daimler does not yet extend to engines. It will. Aston will get AMG V8 engines, but for now, this new 5.2 litre V12 is pure Aston Martin. 600 brake, 500 odd pounds-foot of torque. And the torque, because it's a twin turbocharged engine, comes in from 1500 RPM. Well, let's find out. I'll tell you what, let's try. Okay, so that's 4th gear, 1500 revs. It's picked up quite quickly. Crikey, by 2.5, that's quite urgent. And then that second, that's really urgent, actually. Still revs to 7, throttle response at the top end. Got absolutely no qualms about that. I don't think we need to worry about the fact that Aston's moving to turbos. And actually, it rather suits this car, actually. It rather suits the nature of this car, because you've still got the beefy V12 character, and ride and handling and steering, well, Astons have taken on a very different character. And that's one of the things about the new second century Aston plan. Cars are going to be more differentiated, they're going to have more character of their own, they're going to look a lot different, because at the moment, Aston's all, you could argue, look alike, do alike. They are not going to anymore. DB11 is the one that has the big, soft, rounded character. Vantage, which comes next year, which will have an AMG V8 when it starts, will be the real, more focused sports car, and then things will just diverge. I think Aston has got this right, actually. It feels, for it's a heavy car, it's basically 1900 kilos, but actually as you steer it around, it feels a lot more agile than it should do. Yet the ride and the body control together are particularly good. I think they've got it absolutely spot on. What don't they have spot on? Well, there's a little bit of road noise, a little bit of wind noise. Like I say, some of these graphics and stuff are not quite as perfect as they ought to be. But by and large, I think for a 150 grand car, this is right. I think this is the best Aston Martin I have driven probably in my lifetime. There are more fun Astons I've driven in my lifetime, like a V12 Vantage S, but this is the more complete car, the more rounded car. And if Aston is going to carry on in its second century with cars that are as complete and comprehensively good as this, finally, this will be a brand that A, not only people love, but B, will make somebody some money.